Good morning, Year 10. Good morning, Year 4. I'm going to start our maths lesson now, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, we're going to be multiplying by 10 today, so pause the video and write today's LO. Our starter today is to think of different ways to show groups of 10, maybe 4 groups of 10. You could use pictures, counters, or deans, or even numbers. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Here's my ideas. Here I've got 4 deans, 10s. Got 1 group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10 and 4 groups of 10. And here I've got counters, the same number, just presented in a different way, 4 groups of 10. And then there's another way, and there's our bar model way. And here I've done it in numbers and words. 4 times 110 equals 4 tens, or 4 times 10 equals 40. Now today we're going to be multiplying any number by 10. And so we know when we multiply a number by 10, it becomes 10 times bigger. Here I have 1 dean. And if I was to multiply that 1 by 10, we know that it would become 10. It becomes 10 times bigger. And when we take that 10, and if I was to multiply that by 10, it becomes 10 times bigger and it becomes 100. And I think you can guess, because you can see it here, what would happen. If I was to multiply that 100 by 10, it would become 1000. It's become 10 times bigger. So 110 is 10 times the size of 1 1. 100 is 10 times the size of 110, and 1000 is 10 times the size of 100. I can see this on a place value chart. I'm going to make a number now. I've made this number. 4 10s and 2 1s. I've made 42. I'm going to take 42 and I'm going to times it or multiply it by 10. And when I do that, my numbers, they literally move 1 place to the left as I multiply by 10 on my place value chart. So my 40 becomes 10 times bigger and it becomes 400. And my 2 1s, my 2, becomes 10 times bigger and it becomes 20. 42 times by 10 equals 420. You'll notice there's a gap here. In that gap, we know that when we're writing out the numbers, there would be a 0 as our placeholder. Why don't you have a go at this one here? 24 times 10. What do you think that would become? Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. We know that 24 times 10 is 240, because 20 times 10 is 200. And 4 times 10 is 40, and when we add those two numbers together, it is 240. Now here, I have, let me just cover those up for a minute, another chart. And this one has lots of rows. It has 10 rows altogether, and each row has 1 10 and 2 1s. It has 1 10 and 2 1s. So the value of each row is 12. There are altogether 10 lots of 12, as you can see. And because of that, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be multiplying 12 times 10, which would equal 120. I know that because 10 times 10 is 100 and 2 times 10 is 20. And so the answer added together will be 120. I want you to have a go at this now, and I'd like you to have a go at this one. And in your books, you're going to write out each one of these STEM sentences, and you're going to fill in the values where you see these blanks. So first of all, you're going to need to work out the value of each row. How many 10s are there? How many 1s are there? And what is the value of that row altogether? And how many rows are there altogether? You'll need to count them. And then you need to write yourself a calculation. Something times something equals something. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. Now you might want to get a different colour pencil, and we're going to answer this together now. I'm going to use purple. So each row has got 2 10s and it has got 1 1. Each row has a value of 21. There are in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rows. So the calculation that I have is 21 times 10. You could also have written maybe 10 times 21. Now the answer to that I know because 20 times 10 equals 200 and 1 times 10 equals 10. So my answer is going to be 210. And you'll notice this is just like our big maths, because when we, in our big maths times by 10, we just take the number and add a 0. And that's what we've been doing now. And so it's very straightforward and very easy. But now we know why we add that 0. Let's have a go now. Count those up. At some problems. So here I've got 10 chickens laying 5 eggs each. We're going to draw a bar model now to show this in our books. I'm going to show you how to do this. We're also going to write a calculation and we're going to solve it. So if I have I have 10 chickens. I'm going to need 10 boxes because each one of those boxes represents a chicken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And each box or chicken, each one of those chickens is laying 5 eggs. So I'm going to write my 5s in. I've already started. I'm going to carry on now. So the number sentence that we would need to have is this. There are 10 chickens, each laying 5 eggs. So it is 10 times 5. And because we know our 5 and our 10 times table so easily, we know it's 50. The trickiest thing here is drawing the bar model. Have a go here at this one. Hamza has 6 10p coins. How would you complete the bar model to show the total amount he has? Pause the video now and have a go at drawing a bar model and also writing a number sentence and solving the calculation. Well done. OK, now you would need to have been careful here with your bar model because there are 6 10p coins. So your bar model would need to have 6 boxes. Should we check Mrs. Anderson's to see if I've done it correctly? 1 box, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I've done too many. So I'm going to cross out that one because that I've done too many. I should have 6 boxes and in each box there would be 10p. So my calculation would be 6 times 10, which we know is 60. So Hamza has altogether, he has 60p. And we wouldn't have that correct unless we had put that in a full answer. You would have written a sentence, I'm sure. I'm going to give you an independent one to do now. So let's read it through and then you'll pause and have a go. Tom has 10 boxes of eggs. There are 12 eggs in each box. How many eggs does he have altogether? Now you'll notice that word altogether means it's an adding thing, isn't it? So you're doing the multiplication and we need to find out because remember multiplication is just continuous adding, isn't it? So if you were doing a draw a bar model, how many boxes will you need? And what number would you put in each one? Pause the video and have a go now. Well done. Now later on I need you to take a picture of your work there. So we're going to have a look to see if you've understood that and you've done that independently. Let's have a go at our checkpoint question now. Our checkpoint question. Oh dear, I've just remembered I hadn't covered it up. Let me give you a different one. Right. What is 120 times 10? Pause the video now and have a go at that. Well done. 120 times 10 is 1,200. Because 100 times 10 equals 1,000, and 20 times 10 equals 200. And when I add those two together, I have 1,200. Now, if you have found that tricky today and you didn't get it right, I'd like you to start today at step 1 and work through those. But if you have got it correct, I'd like you to just jump straight to step 3, and I'd like you to work through that steps and those other ones up to digging deeper and have a really good go at that. And I'm going to post the answers on Classroom Dojo, so you can mark your work before you hand it in. Here's step 1 and step 2, and this is step 3 where you would start if you got the checkpoint right. And then you'd have a go at these ones here on step 4. And then there's a challenging digging deeper to have a go. And I'd like you, when you do this, to show your calculations in your book when you're having a go at that, because there's probably going to be quite a lot of calculating to do on that one. Okay, well done everybody. I'm sure you've been working hard and I look forward to seeing your work later on.